Have you ever thought about how the wealthy manage to hold on to their riches? Most people assume being rich means spending endlessly on whatever you desire, but that's not quite true. Despite having vast sums of money, all rich people share a common habit. They avoid unnecessary spending. Even with seemingly limitless resources, wealthy individuals often seek out good deals and prioritize living simply. They focus their spending on essential needs rather than fleeting indulgences. In short, they spend consciously, even if they could afford to be extravagant. In this video, we'll explore the 7 expenses that all rich people avoid. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing for more valuable content that can help you improve your financial life. Unnecessary debt. The first expense all rich people avoid is unnecessary debt. This includes any interest or extra costs associated with borrowing money. Now, I'm not saying debt is always bad. The wealthy often use debt strategically as a tool to build their wealth further. However, there's a crucial difference. Unlike someone struggling with student loans or a high mortgage, the rich only take on debt when the potential return on investment significantly outweighs the interest they'll pay. They understand how quickly debt can spiral out of control and become a burden on their financial freedom. Think of it like this. Credit cards, car loans, and mortgages can be shiny objects, but the rich rarely reach for them unless the potential gain is far greater than the cost of borrowing. The key takeaway? Debt repayment becomes a major obstacle when you lack a solid financial plan. Without a safety net, even manageable debt can quickly become a financial burden, hindering your path to financial freedom. Remember, debt can be a powerful tool, but it's easy to fall into and difficult to escape. Take student loans, for instance. The average graduate with a $26,900 debt can take a whopping 20 years to repay it. That's 5 times longer than their actual college experience. By the end, accumulated interest can significantly inflate the total amount owed. This is a prime example of why wealthy individuals prioritize avoiding debt whenever possible. If they do take on debt, they have a clear and strategic plan for repayment. As Warren Buffett famously said, "If you're smart, you're going to make a lot of money without borrowing." Rich people shun flashy fashion. The second expense on the avoid list for the wealthy: lavish designer brands. We're talking about exorbitant clothing and fleeting trends that can leave the average person buried in debt. Sure, we all need clothes, and nice ones at that. But does that mean emptying your bank account on designer labels every month? Probably not. The truth is, truly wealthy people aren't buying status through overpriced logos and trendy sneakers that fall apart in a blink. Think Steve Jobs, founder of a tech empire, yet his signature outfit was a black turtleneck, jeans, and the same sneakers for years. Unimpressive by fashion standards, yet undeniably successful. The message? You don't need a flashy wardrobe to build wealth. They prioritize value. Throughout history, wealthy individuals have understood that true value trumps flashy price tags. This translates into a pragmatic approach to spending. Take billionaires like Bill Gates, who famously sported a $10 Casio watch to events, or Michael Bloomberg, who rocked the same loafers for a decade. They're not alone. Wealthy people tend to gravitate towards well-made essentials. The reason? As your financial resources grow, you begin to understand that material possessions pale in comparison to life-changing experiences. Why splurge on a new pair of shoes every month when a quality one can last a year? Think of it this way. You've worked hard to build your wealth. Why waste more effort trying to impress others with expensive labels? This might surprise you, but another expense many wealthy people avoid is owning multiple extravagant homes. The images of celebrity mansions might paint a different picture, but self-made millionaires are strategic about homeownership. Sure, they may live in luxurious spaces, but you'll often find these residences weren't purchased at their current sky-high values. Even if they were, the property value likely represents a small portion of their overall wealth. Why? Buying an expensive house in an exclusive neighborhood can actually hinder wealth accumulation. Studies show there are 3 times more millionaires living in sub-$300,000 homes compared to million-dollar-plus abodes. The reason? Expensive neighborhoods often lead to expensive lifestyles, which can eat away at savings and future wealth. Truly wealthy people prioritize getting the most value for their money. They look for properties with good investment potential, buying at a fair price in neighborhoods with room for growth. The goal is to see the property appreciate over time, allowing for a lucrative resale. No wonder Warren Buffett has lived in the same house since 1958, seeing its value nearly triple. Unlike those on average incomes who stretch for a trendy house, many wealthy individuals view overpriced homes as a bad investment. Beyond the screens, forget endless TV marathons and video game binges. That's not how the wealthy spend their leisure time. Research shows millionaires dedicate a mere 60 minutes a day to television, compared to the average person's 5 to 7 hour daily dose. Jumbo cable packages are a foreign concept in most high net worth households. So, what do they do instead? Wealthy individuals prioritize activities that contribute to their growth. They devour impactful books, invest time in their businesses, and pursue meaningful endeavors. Studies consistently reveal a link between income and screen time. Households with lower net worth tend to clock in significantly more TV hours. Conversely, wealthier households with a net worth exceeding $75,000 report considerably less screen time and a higher sense of life fulfillment. Why the difference? Excessive TV and video games can drain your time, energy, and most importantly, your financial resources. How can you climb the financial ladder if you're glued to a screen watching others achieve success? How rich people travel. By now, you might think all rich people zoom around in luxury cars and fly exclusively in business class. But here's a surprise. Most don't. Wealthy individuals have been spotted driving everyday cars, and many opt for economy flights over expensive upgrades. Mark Zuckerberg, for example, famously drives a basic Acura TSX, a car most people can afford. His reasoning? It's safe, comfortable, and avoids unnecessary showmanship. This logic extends to car ownership in general. Many people only consider the upfront cost, ignoring the long-term expenses. Flashy cars come with hefty maintenance bills, increased stress, think dents and dings, and the pressure to keep up with the latest accessories. Why sink a significant chunk of your money into a depreciating asset? Unlike those swayed by societal pressure, many millionaires prioritize practicality over prestige. You wouldn't be surprised to see them driving reliable, affordable cars, even used ones. In fact, a study by Experian Automotive shows that a whopping 60% of billionaires choose Fords, Toyotas, and Hondas. What about their food? Another expense most wealthy people avoid: frequent fast food binges. While the average person might rely on takeout for convenience, the rich often prioritize more budget-friendly dining options. You might imagine millionaires splurging at fancy restaurants every night, but the reality is different. They're not afraid to seek out deals, like using coupons to save money. And don't expect them to tolerate being overcharged simply because of their wealth. For many, grocery shopping and preparing meals at home is a more cost-effective and healthy alternative to processed fast food. Maintaining a healthy lifestyle is a priority, and that means avoiding the financial burden and health risks of junk food. View of education. Many successful people, including a surprising number of billionaires, didn't achieve their wealth through traditional college degrees. Now, this isn't to say formal education is useless, but it's important to understand its limitations. Traditional colleges often focus on a narrow set of skills and knowledge, preparing students for specific jobs. While valuable, this approach can limit your options and stifle creative thinking. Many wealthy individuals prioritize learning outside the classroom. They pursue self-education, explore new skills, and actively seek out real-world experiences. This allows them to adapt to changing situations and identify opportunities for growth. Formal education can be a great foundation, but it's not a guarantee of financial success. The key is to develop a lifelong learning mindset and focus on acquiring skills that can't be easily learned in a textbook. Many wealthy individuals didn't rely solely on traditional education to achieve financial success. They focused on developing practical investment skills, abilities often not taught in classrooms. While college graduates may spend years burdened by student loans, many self-made millionaires are financially free by that same point in their lives. Even when it comes to their children's education, the wealthy prioritize experiences and real-world opportunities over expensive tutoring. This holistic approach fosters well-rounded individuals who can navigate the world confidently, potentially avoiding the debt trap of traditional college and the limitations of average-paying jobs. Remember, wealth isn't about extravagant spending. Truly rich people understand the value of their hard-earned money and spend it wisely. By following these principles, you too can build financial security and move towards the life you deserve. Don't miss out. Hit subscribe for more life-changing content. Thanks for watching.